Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today on your divine masculine. So we are doing a deep dive. So I woke up this morning with a song in my head. It's from Depeche Mode. It's called I Want You Now. And it just basically inspired me to do this quick little minute and a half reading over on my Instagram. So if you guys want to go check it out, I'm actually bringing the cards that I picked over there over here because I just feel like it's the same vibe, you know? So we're just going to be going into a bunch of different things. So obviously just take what resonates for you, get rid of anything that doesn't. As you guys can see, this beautiful orgonite here, it's created by my friend Michelle from Wing and Bell, and it just looks so good against this little fireplace here. It's just very steamy, it's very hot, it's very cool. And yeah, that's it. So all the decks I'll be using, I'll list them down below. And if you guys are interested in your own personalized version of this reading with me, the links will be down below of different options to choose from. So anyways, you guys, let's get started. And I do say he or him for masculine and she or her for feminine. It's just the way that I channel. So just, of course, apply everything how it fits your exact situation. Nice little Venus rose incense here, just filling up this space. So let me put this out real quick and we'll get started. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what is going on with the divine masculine just in general right now, okay? Let's take a look at that energy. So I have a few decks here that I'm going to be using, and they're from a creator. Her name is Divine Love Healing. And she made 4 different elements for, earth, air, fire, water signs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually break it down into the mental, emotional, physical world, and spiritual space for masculine. So for the mental space, we are going to go into air energy. Makes sense, right? Because the air is all about our mental thoughts and communication. So let's see what card wants to come through for the masculine with what's going on in his headspace right now, just in general. What's going on? What is the current vibe in the masculine's mental space? Okay, so we have flaky. Look at this. All right, so we're, of course, going to get a tarot card to go with this, but it might be that right now the masculine is feeling kind of flaky, feeling like he's just not up to doing certain things that maybe he has obligated himself to do, maybe flaking out on people, not really wanting to spend too much time. Because usually that's what happens. When you're exhausted, you've overcommitted yourself, you're just not feeling it, you just tend to flake out on things or people. So maybe there's just a lot of mental stuff going on right now for this masculine. And so he is just kind of cutting things out here and there. And it might, of course, appear flaky to other people. So let's go ahead and go into my Twin Flame Journey Tarot and see what is this energy about. What is the energy of flakiness for this masculine? So I'm just going to put this down here because we are going to draw from this tarot with all of the decks. Ooh, we have the 5 of Cups. Interesting. So 5 of Cups is one of those cards where we're looking at something that's not making us happy. So this masculine could be depressed, you guys, focusing on old wounds, focusing on old pain, going into a little bit of a depression. And so because he's in that depression, that might be one of the reasons why he's just not feeling super, social. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting for this masculine is he's not able to snap out of some headspace. And he's flaking out and kind of isolating himself at this particular time. And sometimes that's a good thing, meaning whatever we don't feel will usually come back up. We'll have to deal with something sooner or later. Anything that we stuff down does have the tendency to reemerge at some point in time down the line. And that's just what I'm seeing here. Is if this masculine wasn't really in touch with his emotions, kind of pushing things down, having good times, not really wanting to deal with anything too deep or too serious, it kind of seems like there's a lot of this stuff that's bubbling up to the surface. and it's causing him to want to isolate and also flake out on people and flake out on just obligations and things like that. So there's something emotional going on in the masculine's mental space at this time. So why don't we go ahead now and go into the energy here of the emotions. So this is where we're going to shift gears and go into the water signs vibes deck. What's going on in the emotions? Card to represent the emotions. We have artistic, okay? So this masculine could be very artistic. They could have a certain talent, right? Could be music, of course. They could be, very poetic, very sensitive. They could actually, be painting and drawing and all things like that as well. But I feel like where this masculine is starting to just kind of soothe, like self-soothe, is through art. And what's funny is because I kind of felt like when I'm looking at this, I'm like, are these a bunch of art supplies on the table? Obviously, we can see all of this makeup on this person here, right? It kind of reminded me of somebody that was making art. So I don't know why I didn't say that, but yeah, that could be someone's just kind of deep in their feelings and very much soothing themselves through just their creative side. That's where masculine seems to be at this time. So let's go get a tarot to go with this. Yeah, 10 of Wands, interesting. There's some sort of a burnout, feeling like I'm burnt out on the world. I can't connect. My responsibilities, everyday survival, it's just too much. I just want to break free. I just want to just do my art is what I'm getting here. I just want to do things that soothe my soul. So this masculine right now could just be feeling a little bit overwhelmed when it comes to what he's feeling, and he's really wanting to soothe his soul with his creative artistic side. And some of them may be able to do that. Others might not be able to do that because, of course, we have jobs and different things that we have to do. But yeah, that's what's going on here. There's a lot of overwhelming feeling with the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. There's an overwhelming feeling here that's bubbling up in masculine's thoughts and heart space. But in a way, it's almost like he's creating art from his pain, is what I'm seeing here. He's creating art from his pain, right? He's applying himself artistically. So if he can't apply himself and, to his responsibilities, he's at least applying himself to his creative side through this pain, doing something with this pain, doing something with all of this feeling. Wow. Okay. Very deep. So now we're going to go ahead and go into the earth energy. So the earth sign vibes deck for the physical world. So what's going on in physical reality? Ooh, stubborn. We have Taurus energy. So yeah, so it's this vibe I keep getting here that this masculine is either not wanting to work a 9-to-5 anymore, or is really trying to figure out how he can just be independent or love what he does. If he does not love something that he's doing right now, it's like it's not speaking to his soul. It feels like it's just constantly going against who he truly is. So like the bull, like with the Taurus energy, it's almost like he's pushing back. Also, what I'm getting too is that he's pushing back on tradition. He's pushing back on family. Maybe what his family wants for him is not what he wants for himself. It may be the constitution of relationships, just all those things that come with that constitution of marriage. There might be something where he's like deliberately pushing back and saying, I want to be alone. I want my time to myself. I don't want to, conform. Interesting. So there's a little bit of this feisty nature with masculine in his surroundings and what the world maybe expects from him or wants from him, but it's like he's going against that energy is what I'm seeing here. He's totally going against it. So anyways, let's go ahead and see what the tarot card to go with this one is, yeah, okay, interesting. Remember I was talking about how this masculine right now is isolating himself and spending some time alone? There we have it here. 5 of Pentacles, like deliberately closing the door or holding himself, away from this kind of living, like doesn't want it, doesn't feel like it's for him, feels like an outsider in his life. So there's some deep soul searching going on here. There's some deep trying to find oneself happening right now for this masculine. That's just what I'm seeing here. So yeah, that's going on in his material world, and that could have something to do with his job, his living situation, who he is in the world, how he values himself, what he values, what he doesn't value, finding oneself. So let's take a look at the spirit. So that's when we're going to go into fire's energy. What is the energy of spirit for masculine currently? Okay, so we have dramatic. Interesting. So to me, it's like there's a lot of energy coming up for masculine right now in a very dramatic fashion. Like he is really feeling something. He is really feeling pushed to live his life a certain way. It's almost like this is the push that he needs. This is like, rock bottom. This is, I can't believe, like, is this as good as it's going to get? It's some kind of I don't want to say midlife crisis, because obviously masculines are of all different ages here in the collective, but it feels like that to me. It feels like this can't be all there is. Like there's got to be more than this. Very heavy soul searching going on here. Trying to restore something within himself. Trying to find balance. He doesn't like to feel this way in his spirit. His spirit is very restless right now is what I'm getting here. So if a lot of you feminines are dealing with this kind of energy from the masculine where he's not able to commit, he keeps flaking out on you, that's not an excuse. But it could be because this is coming from a place of just a restless spirit, needing to find oneself, being unsettled, being unhappy with one's life. And until he restores something from within, it's like he's going to continuously showcase his spirit in a dramatic way. And a dramatic way could be a very impulsive, flaky, all over the place, can't commit type of way. So for me, this masculine's coming through as like a fighter, like a pirate, somebody who doesn't want to be contained, somebody who feels like they've got to do something. Don't know what that is exactly, but that's the vibe we're getting so far. So anyways, you guys, that's what we have for masculine at this time, just in his own life, on his own, sitting in his own energy, okay? Not really attached to you. So now we're going to shift gears and we're going to go into what is the head and heart space of this masculine when it comes to you, okay? So specifically when it comes to you feminine, what energy is this masculine in? So this deck right here is called the Witchy Hollow deck from Fire Witch Tarot. This is the mental energy here. Okay, so we have Witch Hat. You're powerful all year round, not just seasonal. So what I'm getting here with that particular message is that this masculine feels powerfully and thinks powerfully or a lot about feminine, not just seasonally. So it's not just in a blue moon or, around the holidays. To me, this is year round. That's what it's saying. It's a continual energy. The feminine is continuously in the masculine's thoughts. Now, that doesn't mean that, he can't get things done or he's obsessed or anything like that, but it just means that, he's connected to her mentally and thinking about her throughout the year. It's not just like I said, once in a blue moon type of energy. So this is my Connections of the Modern World Tarot that I created with my daughter. Ooh, we have the Devil's energy. Well, just when I said he's not obsessed, maybe that's just kind of what I was assuming, but the devil is saying otherwise, you guys. It could be that this masculine is connected, like obsessively thinking about the feminine in a way that feels a little overwhelming for him. And maybe some of those energies that just came through are connected to you. I mean, I tried to separate it so that way we can really piece it out. But I mean, there might be something to that. Masculine might really feel just kind of drawn or connected to her. Now, when I did the reading this morning, and especially when I picked up on that song, that I Want You Now from Depeche Mode, and I'll try to remember, I probably won't, but I'll try to remember to put it down below so you guys could listen to it. But anyways, it was very much like a obsessive, like, I need you now kind of energy, and it's coming through here. So the devil is connected to Capricorn, and it's about desire, it's about temptation, it's about, you know, like feeling like you really need something. So if you and this masculine have not seen each other in a while, or, you know, there has been a separation here, this might be something that's really starting to weigh on him. He's thinking about it a lot. Maybe he's waking up in the middle of the night. There's a lot of energy that seems to be pretty lusty and heavy here. And it's could really be starting to weigh on the masculine very heavily, if that makes sense. So that's what we have. So what's going on in the emotions? What is the emotional energy here? Heart space energy. Cravings start to rise. It just keeps getting better. Apple pie. Wow. So this masculine in his heart space also, not only does he have a craving, like an obsession thinking about feminine, he's also having this craving to connect with her in a heart way, in his heart space. So it's not just physical, you guys. There's something emotional here too. There's something that he's being drawn to. And so when we examine the energy earlier, it's like, I want to be free. I'm restless, and I can't really figure out why. Okay? So this might be one of the things that makes it very difficult for feminine, because she might feel all these things and sense all these things, but yet she's dealing with somebody who's running or wanting to be alone and trying to figure out. So quite honestly, you want to know what my label is for masculine? Tortured right now, actually. Somebody who's very tortured. It's like they want something, but they won't allow themselves to have it, or they don't know how to go about it. They're afraid they're going to lose control, so they just pull away. Very tortured. Oops. Dang, 2 of Cups. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you guys, this isn't just about, you know, physical, like wanting to come together and just be physical. But there is like this 2 of Cups energy where he wants to come together and have like that connection, that deep emotional connection. You know, he looks at that feminine as someone who he connects with on a deep level. So not everybody is going through the same exact things. This could be a masculine that's literally on the rise, as in he's like a divine masculine rising to the occasion to maybe squash a lot of these behaviors and really come towards her. I don't like to give those kinds of predictions as in, you know, expect this to happen, because for some of you it might not happen. For some of you it could happen. So what I want you to do is just trust your own intuition on what's been coming up for you, and just continue to, you know, lean into that energy. And for some of you, this could be someone, like I said, who is very much feeling a certain way, but feels like they can't do something. It's very overwhelming for them. And sometimes when things are overwhelming for people, they tend to run away from it because it's scary. It's something that they are afraid will consume them. And so they avoid it like the plague. Interesting. All right. But that is what we have here. Masculine is seeing this feminine. He has this craving to connect with her with his cup, and her cup connecting together with the 2 of Cups. All right. So now we're going to go into something being triggered within this masculine directly related to you. So what kind of fears are coming up for this masculine? What is he so afraid of? What's the deal? So this might be an area where we're going to get some indication as to what all of this is about. So this deck right here is called Motives by Fire Witch Tarot. So we're going to shuffle this. Wow, holding on. Okay. So this is telling me here that masculine is still actually holding on to feminine. He hasn't let her go. And that's scary. It's like it has a hold on him. It's kind of like waking up and, you're just going about your day. And then all of a sudden, this feeling pops up in you, or you start thinking about someone and you're just like, oh, I can't shake it. I don't know why I keep thinking about this person. That's what's happening to this masculine, this feminine. And it's not like this feminine has done something, but it's like her energy has a hold on him right now. And that's, again, it's creating fear. All right, so let's go now into Twin Flame Hunger Vampire Edition. This is also from Fire Witch Tarot. I want you despite of the challenges. So I want you now. Are you kidding me? That's what I'm saying. This entire reading is based on that song I got this morning. And I think it's just how spirit works sometimes. There's just certain messages that I get. I don't exactly know what it means, but I just kind of go into it. And then, the reading and the messages start to develop, as I do the reading. And that's just what's happening here. So we can see, like, I want you there, despite all these challenges, despite what you guys might have going on. Now, everybody has something different going on. Some of you, there could be third party energy here, and I will be doing a portion of this reading. I will go into some cards about third party if it, resonates for your situation. Some of you guys could, again, just be that this challenge is masculine is confused, still trying to figure out who he is, etc. So that's obviously a challenge. He wants you despite what it looks like. He wants you despite what you guys have gone through. He wants you despite his behavior. So when I did the Instagram reading this morning and I went into the Twin Flame Vampire Edition here, these are the cards that came up. So I feel like it's relevant and I'll bring them out now. So it was these two cards. One taste is all it took, and we have emotional telepathy. I pick up on what you're feeling. See that? So this right here, one taste is all it took. One taste. So when you and the masculine came together and connected, of course, he got a taste of something that he never had before. So it's something that's still lingering on his lips. It's still something he yearns for. It's actually still something he holds on to. It's still something that he wants and craves. Okay? And now we have emotional telepathy. So we know that masculine is in the Two of Cups energy when it comes to the feminine. And we also had that word, craving. Constant craving from Katie Lang. Even though it's not about a person, it's about an emptiness in someone's soul. And I feel like there is relevance to both things here from Katie Lang. And damn, I'm going to try to remember these. You know what? I'm going to type it right now so I don't forget to put that down for the links. I want you now link and KD Lang song. Because I always forget, you guys. By the time I get, just editing everything and putting everything up, I always forget it. So Katie Lang's song. Come on, you stupid autocorrect. All right. So the Katie Lang song, it sounds like it's a song where it's like you're constantly craving someone, and it can be taken like that. But I actually looked into the lyrics once, and it's more about constant craving on this level, like an empty spiritual void. And so you're constantly craving something, and like talking about connecting to, I don't know if it's like connecting to a higher power or how she was describing it in her song, but it had something to do with that, you guys. And I feel like that's what's going on for this masculine. This masculine is on the search for the meaning of life or something. Like he feels like he's constantly craving something, and that he'll never get his appetite fed. There's something here. But he feels like some of this feeding can come from his feminine. There's something significant about her, something special about her, where she does feed some of this craving. Okay? Interesting. So the emotional telepathy, I pick up on what you're feeling. If you're feeling a certain way, masculine is picking up on this as well, but I'm also getting you're picking up on what the masculine is feeling. So that's probably why I woke up with that song this morning, because I was feeling some kind of masculine energy in the collective. And it came to me telepathically, that song. And when I posted the reading this morning on my Instagram, somebody immediately said, I woke up feeling this way too. And I basically said, ha ha ha, LOL, it must be something in the collective. And it is. So that's what we have so far for what's being triggered right now in this masculine. There's just a lot of emotional stuff. There's all that 5 of Cups energy. It is very overwhelming, though. This is not something that he's used to feeling, but something is rising up within him where he can't ignore these feelings anymore. He can't ignore what this craving is anymore. He can't ignore it anymore. And sometimes we go throughout our entire lives feeling like we're in control. And I just feel like sometimes we're brought to our spiritual humble knees to be shown that we're really not in control. So there's something going on here. Let's now go into my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot and see what else is coming through for masculine, just feeling really overwhelmed. And here we go. That's the one that came out. Okay. We have the 3 of Sorrow, which is the 3 of Cups in this deck, social outcast. Remember I was talking about this masculine going against the grain of what people around him or society thinks he should do. He's very different. He's goes against the grain. He's not afraid to speak his mind. He lives his life in a certain way that maybe others don't agree with. And you might even see this masculine as acting bizarre or even flaky. But this is a part of his process. This is a part of his spiritual awakening. This is a part of him letting go of what other people think or want for him, and him going after things that feel right for him, that feel aligned with his soul. That's just what I'm seeing for masculine. So this, to me, like what's being triggered in him, there's something connected to the feminine that is triggering him to lean into his true self instead of continuing to hide, instead of continuing to hold on to false narratives, instead of just staying with the norm or doing what's expected of him. So feminine, you could be the type of person that also lives your life like this, and this masculine really wants this, really longs to be more like you, but might be afraid. So you trigger him to wake up. You trigger him to see who he truly is. But if he is not ready, he is going to run. He is going to be afraid. But the desire doesn't change. It's still there, if that makes sense. So let's see what else is being triggered. Influenced. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so we were just talking about all this 3 of Cups energy, which is the people around you, right? It's your environment. It's social interactions. Those are influences. So the masculine has been influenced. Who he is today. I mean, we all are influenced by our upbringing. We're all influenced by society. We just are. Social norms, what's expected, whatever. We're all influenced. And I feel like this masculine's influences have a little bit of an impact on him more than his feminine. And that's why it's coming up like this. Okay, there's a little bit more of an influence there. Other people may be influencing him in his ear about, it could be you specifically, or it could just be, this is what's going to be best for you. This is what is going to make you happy. This is what happiness looks like. This is what success looks like. But whoever's in his ear, whoever has influenced him, I am just seeing here, he's not happy. He's not happy with what he is seeing. He's not happy with what he's experiencing. That's why we have all of this pushing against the grain, wanting to let go, wanting to just be on his own, roam free, break out of this paradigm. Because the influences of other people are causing him to feel very overwhelmed, like to a breaking point. I will hunt you down. I will hunt you down. Okay. So this to me is an energy that this masculine might be restrained. Now, we're not restrained really. We allow ourselves to be restrained. I feel like this is only going to resonate for those of you that are in this situation. If the masculine is with someone else, or maybe you're with someone else, this is influencing the energy to come forward, okay? Even though this masculine wants this feminine, desires her, the influence of his social circle or the people that are around him pull him back from making that decision. He thinks about the outcome. He thinks about what it will look like to them. He thinks about the consequences. But that could also be vice versa. He thinks about the consequences for you as well. Yeah. The Seven of Torment is the Seven of Swords counterfeit. It's a lie. Okay? I feel like the masculine right now is living a lie. He's not being true to himself. And that's because he's trying to do either the right thing or he's trying to do things that make other people happy. But he's really suffering because he's doing this. But if that's not the case and that doesn't resonate, what I'm seeing here is that he would have to lie, or there would have to be some sort of deception in order to pursue you, talk to you, be with you. And that does influence him and holds him back from making an appearance in your life or contacting you. So that right there is something that he's thinking about. Now, the Seven of Swords is also a card of strategy. This could be that this particular masculine is trying to figure out where the feminine's at, what happened to her, what she has going on, especially if there has been a separation here. So he's trying to hunt down what happened to her, what she has going on. And he's doing it in a way to where feminine doesn't know that he is doing this. So this could be hidden from you, feminine. So desiring you, wanting you, but you don't know it. Okay? So let's go ahead and get one more round. Because I don't feel like everything is going to resonate exactly for everyone. Hungry. Yeah. Definitely hungry. We already know this. We already know that this masculine has an appetite, right? But he's about ready to bite into the apple, which tells me forbidden energy. So I feel like there is this influence of third party for some of you, not all of you, or there's a reason that he can't come towards you and satisfy his desires, satisfy his hunger for you. There's a reason for this. I don't know what that is for everyone, but there could be something or someone in the way. But I do feel like he fears how much he hungers and desires you, feminine, because it's almost like on an obsessive level, which we saw with the devil's energy. It's hard for me to open up, like it cuts. Like it would, it's too painful. It's too painful for this masculine to open up and to tell you how much he actually hungers you. So you're dealing with someone who has a lot of fear, and feels safer flying under the radar and being someone that he's not. It's like he's living a life that's not who he truly is. Yeah, that's what it is. He's living a life right now that's not truly him. And he is trying to break free from that. We can see all the struggle with the energies that were tied directly to him. But at the same time, he's still participating in it because that's just something that is either easy to do because of your social circle, or it's too risky to go after something that you truly want. Because when you do that, you're opening yourself up to possible pain, possible even rejection. It's easier to just stay safe. And because when you can predict things, you don't have to worry so much. I'm literally picking that up from this masculine. So I don't know if that resonates for you guys. But now we have the high priestess. And what is the high priestess? The high priestess is hidden energy. Wicked ways. Ooh, yeah. It's like hiding all the things that he wants to do. To me, though, this is a tortured masculine as well. Because if there has been pain involved, okay? If there has been pain involved, someone has hurt someone here, someone's wicked ways, they almost feel like they don't deserve it. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve a second chance. They don't deserve something. So it's like, in a way, they're punishing themselves by being in this constant state of craving and not feeding this to torture themselves. It's very, what's that word? Sadistic? That's what I'm seeing here. It's almost like this masculine is being sadistic with himself because he feels like he needs to be punished. I don't know why. I don't know what this energy is. And I just want you to take it only if it resonates. But there's a lot of deep pain here for this masculine. So that's it. And the thing at the end of the day, though, is that you are a secret. You are a secret. Feminine, you may not know how much this masculine actually desires you or what he's feeling or anything towards you because he doesn't tell you. He hides it. He hides it very well. So you might be very confused, like, I don't get it. Like, if somebody wants me this much, why aren't they coming towards me? Well, guys, you know what? There's things I've wanted before in the past that I didn't go towards because even though I wanted it, I was too fucking afraid. So that's how it works sometimes. So anyways, that's what we have so far. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on into the next portion, which is the third party energy. So let's take a look at that outside influence. Now, if there's no like actual other people, relationships, things going on, this may not be the portion of the reading that you want to watch, but this could also just be, it doesn't have to be a lover. This can just be, remember, outside influences. This could be influences, and we just saw that already, of people, family members, friends, society, etc. But this particular deck is called the Third Party Love Triangle Situations by Fire Witch Tarot. So let's see what wants to come through. I'm going to pick a few different scenarios here to see what resonates for the viewers. Oh, wow. She knows. So do you see 3 people here? Someone knows. Now, that's not going to resonate for everybody. It won't. But if you guys are in a situation and there's someone that knows about you, this is the person that is in your masculine's ear. Okay? So the woman in his life, or the feminine in his life, somebody that is in his life that's very influential is in his ear about you. Okay? Influencing him. So if that's something that you guys were wondering, like, is there something that the person around him, this could be a sister or even a friend, but it's feminine. So there's another female feminine person here in the mix that is in your masculine's ear, influencing his decisions because she knows about you, or she knows that you guys have a connection. This deck here is called Opium Twin Flames Tarot by Fire Witch Tarot. I'm using a lot of Fire Witch Tarot decks here today, so just so you guys know. I will list her shop down below. Prince of Cups. Okay, so that Prince of Cups is the Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. So you can clearly see here that this cup he's pouring back onto himself. So even though we know that he wants to connect with the feminine with his cup, he's not doing that. And the reason why is because there's an influence of a third party. There's an influence that I cannot give my cup. I cannot share my cup with you because of this other person, because of what this person might do, what this person might say, or what they're saying to me. Okay? Trigger targets. Okay? So right here, what I'm seeing here is that someone is messing with someone's self-worth. That's what that tells me. So someone is actually making them, well, I don't like to use that word making. No one's making anyone do anything. But whoever this person is around, this masculine, is very influential and very manipulative and knows how to hit their trigger points. And they use those targets to trigger this masculine to get him to do certain things. So that way he stays with them or stays away from you. That's just what I'm seeing with that. Interesting. Yeah, Emperor. I'm going to say it, screws with his manhood, but it also boosts him up too, feeds the ego, but if the ego is in it's in a lower vibrational way. Okay. But this person has power and influence over your masculine, but anybody at any time can break free from any situation if they really want to. So let's remember to keep that in mind. Masculine is not a complete victim here. Yes, he's being influenced by a manipulative person, but it doesn't matter. This is something that he can break free from when he's ready or when he wants to. Now, the Emperor is also telling me here that this masculine might have certain standing in a family or certain status with this person. And that's also hard for them to break away from. And that's a shame because, this masculine could be choosing comfort or status over being truly happy. So this is something that he's going to have to get through. It's something he's going to have to push through. And we can already see that there's a lot of soul searching going on. Okay, so I feel like this message is for some of you and maybe not for others. So let's continue and see what else wants to come through. Worth it. Interesting. You both feel like it's worth it and you'll do it again. So some of you guys are actively involved with this masculine. It's worth it for both of you to be together despite the challenges, despite the other stuff that's going on, despite what other people are saying. You feel it's worth it. You both feel like it's worth it and you'll do it again and again and again. Maybe you don't have any desire or any need to want to change anything. You're just going to keep going for it. And to each their own. There's no judgment there. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands desires. She wants what she wants. She goes after it. She's very confident. She's very confident that she's actually going to be the person in the end that this masculine is going to want to take a leap of faith for and make changes for. She actually feels it in her bones. She knows that she's a catch. She knows that she's that person that the masculine is ultimately going to choose. So some of you feminines already just know that in the end, you are going to be the victor. You are going to be the person that he chooses. You see, blocking you to hide you though. So some of you guys are being deliberately blocked. It could be by the third party though. So some of you guys might wonder, did my masculine block me or did the person he's with go into his account and block me? I'm getting here for some of you guys, if you're wondering, that person blocked you. But some of the masculines have blocked you because they needed to do that. And what's also interesting is that, I swear, Spirit was really working hard on me last night. And this happens a lot when I go to sleep. I was thinking about a situation in my life years ago. God, this had to have been back in, oh my God, I don't even know, like 2000, I think. Yeah, so I was like 23 years ago, a long time ago. But this right here was a situation that I was involved with, and I was really good friends with the guy I was dating at the time, his mom. And things didn't work out with us, whatever, but we all just kind of remained still social and friends. Well, he got this new girlfriend, and this new girlfriend absolutely hated me. And I was too young, I think, at that time to understand that me hanging out in their home with the mom was deeply inappropriate. I felt entitled. I had been in that family, for years, and we had connections. I didn't have any respect at all for that girl. None. And I was just kind of like, whatever, deal with it, get over it. She's just jealous. Very immature. So I was thinking this morning as I'm like waking up, as the song also is coming to me, I was just thinking how I've changed. That was like 23 years ago. I have changed as a person. And I was thinking to myself, like, what would happen if something happened, like to any of them in the family? Like if someone passed away or something like that. Out of respect, because she is now his wife and they have 3 children together, out of respect, maybe they only have 2, but out of respect, I wouldn't show up. I would just say my goodbyes and deal with it in my own way. I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't, because this girl like hates me. She hates me, which is fine. I'm a trigger spot for her. I get it. But my thing is that I'm not trying to insert myself where I don't belong. You know what I mean? So this is just interesting to me because he's never had a social media. And I remember at the time just thinking to myself, like, oh, that's totally like her move. Like they did have a social media, but it was like a couple page, which is great. And I respect that absolutely. As a matter of fact, Mr. Moon and I have a couples page for our Instagram and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that at that time I was like, ooh, this is her deliberate move to make it to where I can't be friends with him. And you know what? Good for her, because sometimes that's what you need to do, especially if you feel like there's someone in the mix that's threatening what you have. Right? So I'm not saying it's right that anyone's done anything like that here, but someone sees you perhaps as a threat, and that is why they're blocking you. Your divine masculine may also know if the person that they're with knows that they're talking to you, obviously that's going to be a problem. So they might deliberately have to block their communication with you. And I'm not condoning any of this. I'm really not. It really sucks that this is how it has to be sometimes for people. But, in the end, honesty is always best. In the end, you shouldn't be screwing around with 2 people at once. But hey, everybody's got some situation going on. I can't pretend to know what that would be like in someone else's shoes. But that is the situation that we have for this third party. And somebody knows you're the bomb. Like, you look and are the bomb. And this person is very, very insecure about it. And your masculine, unfortunately, is staying for all the wrong reasons, but also looks at you like you're the bomb. So I don't know, you guys, that is some kind of message coming through for some of you. I just have to laugh. It's just funny. I usually don't do readings on third parties, but I just felt guided to do it this morning. So let's go ahead and get one last set of messages here. Let's get one last set. Long wait. So somebody is keeping you waiting because of a third party situation. Now, this doesn't have to be another person, you guys. You've been waiting for a long time for this masculine to figure it out. And you know what I say about that? I always give this advice. Don't wait around. Keep living your freaking life. Keep moving forward and having experiences. You never want to wait on someone else to be happy, for sure. But some of you guys have been waiting for something to change. You've been waiting for him to return. You've been waiting for him to reach out. You've been waiting for him to leave a third-party situation, if that's what's been going on here. You're waiting for him to grow. You're waiting for him to wake up and figure it out and smell the frickin' coffee. So some of you guys have been waiting for a long time. We have 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands, and this is what I'm picking up on here. You guys have this established bond. So some of you guys don't want to move into anything else because you're like, this is it for me. Again, to each their own. You know what I mean? You got to trust your intuition at the end of the day. But 4 of Wands is like, I've met my person. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. They're worth the wait. Hey, if you're good and you're still doing your thing and you're still growing and everything like that, and you're just kind of holding out for this, and that is definitely your prerogative. But yeah, that's just what I'm seeing here, is that the 4 of Wands is like there's an established connection here, and you guys both feel like you've invested so much in this connection already. You don't want to lose it, so it's kind of like worth the wait for both of you. Nine of Cups. Yeah, the Nine of Cups is the ultimate desire. The Nine of Cups is my wish fulfilled. This is like my dream partner, my dream person. It seems like a fantasy, but I'm getting here for some of you guys that until someone finds their own happiness within, they're not really going to be able to connect with the happiness of this connection. So it might be that you're in for a long wait, because self-love takes a while, especially if you've had struggles with it your entire life. And I see that this masculine has a lot of issues with self-love. Just saying. And it has something to do with his foundation in life. So it could be his upbringing, etc., which is why it's coming through the influential category, which is what I really want, what I really desire. The problem is my foundation. It's how I was raised. It's how I was told what happiness and success looks like. And, this might take a while for this masculine to figure his life out. So that is what we have for influenced energy, third party energy. So now we are going to go into the details of fantasy. Now, we did get all of that devil energy, desire, craving, hunger, all of it. Let's go ahead and go deeper. So the cards that I pulled earlier on my Instagram channel, these were the ones. So I want to go through it. And there's certain words I can't say, so I'm not going to say them because it affects my monetization. So just go ahead and look at it so you can see it here. But it says, bewitched by your mystery. You caught me by surprise. I wish to receive you all again. An erotic once upon a time. Okay? So maybe this connection was once upon a time ago. But this is a masculine that feels bewitched by the feminine. Something very mysterious, something very magical. Definitely, there it is. We also have, after I've tasted your lips, I wanted nothing more but your flavor. It's my favorite type of honey I wish to suckle on to heal my very being. So there is something about the feminine's touch, right? Could even be something in the actual kissing that makes the masculine just feel like he's connected on such a deep level, like he feels whole again. So it's very healing for him to be with the feminine. He feels healed in that energy. And we also have, I didn't believe I could ever meet someone as rare as you. Now that I found you, I cannot let you go. Well, I see that this masculine has not let this feminine go. We can see it all over this reading, right? So he didn't think that he could ever meet someone and feel something as rare as he does. This is very special. It's very rare that he feels this way towards someone. So you really stick out to him, feminine. You really stick out to him. And that's I know I've been saying this for a long time, and I say a lot of shit all the time. But, I've been writing a book. I mean, never be like publish worthy or anything like that, but I read it. I write it for myself, but it's that exact energy. It's this exact energy. The tortured soul, this kind of longing, etc. Because I just feel that is something that a lot of people are experiencing and people can identify with it. So let's now go into the new messages here with this current fantasy. So we're going to actually go into this deck here called Erotica. This is by Fire Witch Tarot and also her Between the Sheets deck. So let's see what some of this energy looks like. Hopeless romantic. Well, that's beautiful. So it's not just about this whole physical thing. It's like this romantic energy too. There's something very heartfelt here. And we did see the Two of Cups in the masculine's heart space. So he feels something. He feels this energy. He perhaps wants to romance you, wants to be more romantic, more loving, show more of his sensitive, soft side. We know that also is very difficult for him, but he still wants it nonetheless. So his fantasy right now is to be able to come towards you with his cup. Now you can see the feminine is blindfolded and he's coming towards her and he's kissing her. So he's comfortable if she can't see him. That's what I'm getting from that card. He's comfortable if she can't see him. So with his eyes closed, he imagines this scenario between the two of them, these romantic encounters. Ooh, we have dominate me in the bed. So not only romantic, but now we have this blindfold, perhaps dominate, take over. I feel like that is really playing with this card here, because as long as she's blindfolded and she can't see, he can be himself. He's still afraid to be himself around the feminine. He is truly afraid to do the things that he wants to do, because he's afraid that maybe she won't accept him, or he's afraid to lose control. He's afraid to show that side of himself. So if he blindfolds her or he closes his eyes, he can imagine him doing the things that he wants to do to her and with her. Wow, that's what I am getting with that. Let's see what else. This is the Love and Lust cards. I keep myself sacred, a place only you can enter. I'm granting you access. Once inside, you will never wish to leave. Very interesting. So this to me is the sacred energy that exists between masculine and feminine. This is a space for only them. It's very sacred. So there's a lot of sacred love making here. There's a lot of just very sensual energy here with this, for sure. And this is like, my body is my temple. So it's very spiritual. So like I said, it's not just a physical thing with this masculine. It's this very deep spiritual body sharing energy. And he fantasizes about this. Really, truly fantasizes about deep. I'm almost getting tantric. Maybe this masculine is studying tantric right now. And thinks that this feminine would be the right person to have this tantric encounter with. That's what I'm getting here with this. It's not a just, wham, bam, thank you, man, kinky. No, there's something different here. There's something very deep here. There's something that is like a soul-shattering level of intimacy. And he may not be able to have this with anyone else, so he envisions that he could have this with her. She's that special person that's sacred enough to where they can have this encounter. Oh my God. So, yeah. So even if he is in another situation, it's very surface level stuff. This is very deep, very different. And that's why it is his fantasy to have this with his feminine, because she's the only one that can pull it off with him. These other people can't. But he could pull this off with her because they share something sacred. Oh my God. So that is what we have, you guys. Enough said. So anyways, now let's go ahead and move on into what is a song right now that is currently playing out for the masculine right now. Dedicating a song to feminine from head and heart space. So this is the Divine Masculine Haunted deck that I have created. Let's see what songs come through. Blue blood. You made me feel again. Wow. So your cup, when you came along, feminine, you made this masculine feel things again. And I'm just getting, for some of them, it scared the shit out of them. It really did. It scared them. They weren't expecting it. Maybe they weren't ready for it. Maybe it was just the wrong timing, whatever the deal is. But your cup is very different to this masculine than other cups that he has encountered or is currently encountering. You make him feel something that he has not felt before. And that's one of the reasons that he still holds tight to this feminine. Even if it's just by memory, it's there. Same character coming up. We have the Killing Moon. Your lips, a magic world. So this is not the first time that the lips energy has come through. We had it here. After I tasted your lips, I wanted nothing more but your flavor. It's my favorite type of honey. So something about the kissing between you and this masculine was very, very special. You made him feel things in that kiss that he's never felt before. So this is something that he remembers. It's something that is with him. Now, remember when I was talking about once in a blue moon? This masculine isn't just thinking about you once in a blue moon. Okay? He's thinking about his feminine throughout the year. It's more than just every blue moon. And that blue energy, it's like the blues. It's like my heart is blue, right? My heart is blue. And it kills me. So something kills this masculine deep down and inside. It kills him deep down inside. He feels tortured. So that's interesting. All right, and let's see what else. Wow, get you to the moon. A lot of moon energy here, you guys. You showed me love when I wasn't feeling it. Wow. So to me, he wasn't feeling like he was looking for love. He wasn't feeling like he was ready for love, but you showed him this feeling, showed him this love when he wasn't feeling love. So I feel like he didn't want to fall in love. He didn't want to feel love. He didn't want to connect with his heart space. But it's like he did. He did. But yeah, the moon is coming up 2 times here. Nowhere girl. It says there's something stopping me, and what the rest of the lyrics would be, there's something stopping me from getting through. This particular song means he's searching for her, but he can't find her. She's nowhere to be found. So some of you guys, this masculine has searched for you, but he keeps coming up empty. He doesn't know where you're at. He's trying to find information about you. But also there's something stopping me from getting through, which could be something going on in his own life or in your life. Remember all that influential energy of not coming forward, not wanting to create issues or drama. Ghost, reaching for a dream that always fades. So this masculine does dream about you, feminine, and then when he wakes up, it fades away. But it's leaving him with this lingering feeling. So like a ghost, right? Like a ghost, that's who you've become to him. You're like a ghost that's with him, haunting him. And when he's dreaming about you, he feels connected to you. But like I said, when he wakes up, it's like realizes it was just a dream. So a lot of deep, tortured energy. So all of these songs are in my Divine Masculine Haunted playlist, which I will also write down to include that playlist DM. I'll put it down below so you guys can easily access these songs. There could be something in those entire songs for you feminines out there when it comes to the messages from your masculine, okay? All right, so now we're going to go into, if this masculine could say anything to you right now, what would it be? All right, so this is called Divine Love and Separation. And this is just called Divine Masculine Unspoken Messages, both from Fire Witch. I need time alone to heal my wounds and figure out my life. That was exactly what came up at the very beginning of the reading. So it's just being reiterated here that masculine right now is searching for himself, searching for answers. Not all of them are with other partners. So again, this might be for those of you where he's alone. He needs time alone. He needs to figure out his life. He just has something that he needs to do. I'm keeping my personal problems buried because I don't like anyone in my business. So some of you may not know that this masculine is actually going through as much as he's going through because he could be very private. It's not like he's posting about it online. You may not know everything that he's going through. You might feel it, but he's not letting you know because he doesn't like people being in his business. He doesn't like people knowing stuff. He's very private. Suffering and silence type is what I'm getting for this masculine. I'm working on being whole and trying my best to release dependencies. Okay. So that could really go for any masculine. Working hard on being whole. And remember, the constant craving message that came up earlier. Working on feeling whole so that way he doesn't have to constantly be craving and dying inside. And once he is feeling more whole and he releases a lot of these dependencies that aren't really actually helping him. But we know how that goes though. Until you do something on your own, it doesn't matter what other people point out. You have to do the work. And he's letting the feminine know that he is working on being a whole person. All right, let's see what else we need to know. I miss you. I'm really missing our friendship. Wow. So it's not that you and this masculine were only romantically involved, but you guys have some sort of a friendship. There's something about the talks that you guys have had before. I feel like maybe just missing, just being, doing things together, spending time together. There was that aspect of the connection that this masculine really misses, and he just wants the feminine to know that right now. I wish I could just forget all about us. Forget about all this. So that's the tortured aspect of this masculine. He wishes he could just let you go. He wishes he could just forget about you, but he can't. He feels tortured. And I just feel like that is happening for a reason, because you are a part of his ascension. You are a part of him becoming who he truly is meant to be. You are a part of him being his true self. So as long as he is running away from this and running, leaning into things that are not him, he's going to continuously be tortured. We have unfinished business to take care of. So he is aware that you guys have something unfinished that exists between the two of you. He feels it. He feels like there's something that's missing constantly when he thinks about you. And it's a feeling that just is constantly on the edge. And that's why he can't stop thinking about this feminine either, because he knows that there's something unfinished between the two of them. That's why. So that's just being confirmed there. All right, so now we are going to end the reading with future energy. Okay, so what are some possible future scenarios coming up between this masculine and feminine? We've got the Secrets of a Lover's Journey Oracle and the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle, both by Aqua Moonlight, and we're going to combine it with my Arrows of Love Tarot. All right, possible upcoming energy. Okay, so we have enemy in disguise, revenge tactics, and anger. Everything isn't as it appears. All right, let's see what this is about. That's a family card to me, 10 of Hearts. So this is going to be for those of you that are dealing with a masculine where you know that there is interference. Now, we're not giving someone all that power over our happiness. We're not blaming those people for all of our problems, because guess what? As individuals, we don't have to deal with it. We can walk away. We don't have to allow someone to influence us as much as they are. So we all have free will in these situations. But it could be that someone, if that was your story earlier, that someone is still robbing you and this masculine of the joy that you guys could be experiencing together because of their own shadow, because of their own darkness. So this could be a karmic partner where there's a karmic cycle still running with that individual. And the best thing that I can say about that is, the more that you fight it, the more that you try to combat it, the more that you involve yourself in it, the worse off it's going to be. The best thing for you to possibly do is to disengage. And the reason why is because it will allow the person that is under the influence of this darkness to eventually see that there's no longer this other party playing in the game. It's just this one person that's the problem. I've been in there many scenarios. I had to do that with a little bit of a personal share here, but I had to do that with my husband, Mr. Moon's ex-wife. There was a time where she was creating all kinds of issues with school events and the kids. And I just was like, you know what? I got to pull myself out of this. It's a breeding ground for drama. It is a breeding ground for her to be the victim. So I pulled myself away from going to any events, plays, award ceremonies, everything. Because what she would also do is she would also bring her posse of people. And those posse of people, unfortunately, were my husband's family. Because in the divorce, she managed to create a narcissistic campaign against him, make herself be the victim. And even still to this day, my husband has nothing to do with that side of his family. It's his father's side. Has nothing to do with that side of his family. Now, his father was extremely abusive to him throughout his entire freaking childhood. So it's not like my husband had all that great of a relationship with his father anyways. But it's just been devastating. It's been devastating for everyone. It was devastating, I know, for him. It was devastating for me. It just made it very difficult for the kids. But I knew that if I continue to stay in that situation and combat it, and all that stuff. And some of you might not agree. Some of you might say, well, that's bullshit. You're letting her win. You know, it wasn't about that anymore. It was about what is the best for the kids. The kids don't need to be seeing this shit. They already have to deal with enough of it. So let me pull myself away from these events. That way there's no drama there, you know? And what's interesting is that she still ended up blaming me for a lot of things when I wasn't even around. So that's just kind of like, wow, like that just goes to show you what kind of person she is. So the reason that I'm bringing this up, you guys, is because I feel like some of you guys are dealing with a person that is in your masculine's space that is your enemy. And it doesn't mean you have to cower down, but it's like the Five of Swords. Sometimes you have to pick your battles. Sometimes it's not worth the fight. Sometimes all it's going to do is rob you of joy. And sometimes we also do have to think about kids. So if your masculine is married to someone and they have children together, okay, we have to think about them. And that's what I did in that situation for myself, is I thought about them instead of myself. And I feel that it did save me a lot of anguish, a lot of anxiety. And then I just got to a point where I was like, oh my God, if I see her, I don't know if I trust myself to not just completely unleash. So it might be safer if I don't see her. And I've actually managed not to have to run into her or see her now for, I think, 8 years. It's been fantastic. So fantastic, you know? But anyways, so that's just a little tidbit on my experience with dealing with crazy, psychotic, narcissistic demons. So if you guys know someone like this could be somebody's mom, brother, friend, sister as well, or ex, or current partner, this could be something that you're dealing with. And so you just have to decide what you're going to allow how you're going to allow this person to influence your life, right? And let people figure things out on their own. Now, that doesn't work all the time. I really thought that my husband's family was going to wake up and smell the coffee and see this person for who they truly were. Nope. Not when you're the same birds, like the birds of the same feathers flock together. Not when you're dealing with a bunch of people that basically are just horrific. So sometimes that is the case too. Sometimes people are just, they clump together and they feed off of each other, and you know, that's they're never going to see it. But we're going to die trying to make people see things. If they can't see it or don't want to see it, you'll die trying, you guys. It will totally suck the life out of you. So anyways, if you want your joy to stay intact, and you want to, you know, perhaps pull out of that situation, let this person burn themselves up, screw themselves over, reveal their true colors to your masculine. Maybe at some point he'll see it. Maybe for others, it won't be soon enough. I don't know. But what I'm getting here is that try to look past this. Try to get rid of that energy as much as you can by ignoring it. So if you and your masculine are spending time together, don't talk about this person. That is the last thing that people want to talk about. Oh my God. And I think us as females sometimes, we're very talkative. We want to talk about things. We want to just really get it out. Men, not so much. And so my husband has also had to kind of bring me back down to reality. Like, I really don't want to spend my time or my night talking about this. He would sometimes purposely not say certain things because he knew it would trigger me and it would just ruin our night. So I guess my message to you guys is that if you are spending time with this masculine, he doesn't really want to hear it. Now, that doesn't mean he just gets to pass. We pretend it's not happening. No. But let's really try to control our side of the street. Let's really try to be easy to be with and pleasant to be with. Be that pleasant vibe. Because eventually this is going to be like, I can't deal with this anymore. Right? And then you didn't really do anything. You were just yourself. And you automatically become the victor in that situation. So that's just speaking to those of you that are dealing with an enemy. Not everybody is, so just don't take it. Now, we do have established family triumph. What's interesting, I just said you're going to have victory and triumph in that situation and have security. Yes. So for those of you that are dealing with some sort of a problem or darkness, it is about you detaching from that energy and just living your best life anyways, and not allowing it to influence what you have going on for yourself or what's going on with your masculine. Really, really try to just let that go, because I feel like you guys can move forward in a happier way if you just don't engage in this anymore or allow this to rule your relationship. Eight of Swords, trapped. Okay. So some of you guys are dealing with someone that is, no one's ever really trapped, but in this instance, it's coming through as they are trapped by their family. They are trapped by the circumstances, the judgments of their family. They can't break free from that family dynamic, or they can't break free from their family of origin issues. They can't break free from the trauma that they haven't healed. So some of you guys, that's the darkness. It's not an actual person, but they can't break free from their trauma. So what that's doing, unfortunately, is it's robbing you and this masculine of coming together and establishing a joyous position in this life. So it doesn't mean, just forget about it. It's never going to happen. Anything's possible. But right now, it looks like it's a little bit of a sticky situation. That spider is on that web. It's a very sticky web. And there's lots of things to basically get through. Things take time. Those webs, oh my gosh, the intricacies and all the little details that go into building that web and the time that it takes. I mean, it is extraordinary. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time for someone. It's like it took time. It's like, it seems like it's really easy to put on 100 pounds, but it's like way harder to lose it. But it took time to put on that weight. It's going to take some time to take that weight off. So healing takes time. Things take time. And if something is really worth it to you, you're not just going to accept scraps and deal with toxic behavior and abuse. But if this is something where you know your masculine is really trying to better his life and establish a life with you, it might be that it is worth your time and dedication to this. Just try to keep your cool in the meantime. Try to see things from his perspective. Try to see things from his children's perspective, if that is the case. Try to not get caught up in the drama or the trappings of all this BS of other people and their influence, okay? The knot is tied. Some of you guys are actually, where this is headed, is it's headed towards you two coming together and being together in a very joyous way. I can't ignore that. I see this darkness around it, yes. But for some of you guys, you're actually moving towards moving in together and getting married to this masculine. I just have to put it out there. The 10 of Cups is a family marriage card. This right here is established with a family living together, kind of 4 of Wands, and the knot is tied. Marriage contract, yes. A lot of you are going to be moving towards this direction with this masculine. But it's a sticky situation. And we have the moon again. The moon has now come up, I think 3 or 4 times in the reading. It's all the songs that were connected to the moon. And that looks like a blue moon. So once in a blue moon. I was reading about the blue moon the other day. And I can't remember how how long I have to Google this right now. I just have to, because I feel like this applies to the timing. Blue moon. No, not the frickin' beer, which I do love. Okay. A blue moon is an additional full moon that appears in a subdivision of a year. Okay. So let's see. When is the next blue moon? Blue moon 2023. Will there be one? Let's see here. Okay. The next blue moon, it says, according to Google, that it will take place on August 30th or 31st, 2023. This year. It's called the Sturgeon moon. Blue moon. Guys, that could be some sort of timing here with that moon card. Because Spirit brought up moon many times, and that card is blue. That looks like a blue moon to me, and I did say blue moon, so once in a blue moon. Might not be right around the corner, but it's off in the distance, right? So perhaps August. August might be when this masculine breaks the contract if there is a third party, and that contract could be a karmic contract with his family, with a partner, with his past, with his pain, with his trauma, where something comes full circle, okay? And it opens up an opportunity for the two of you to reconnect and come together in a very beautiful way. So that is what I have for you guys. So I know that a lot of this energy is kind of, it's for this person and that person, maybe a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that. Just take what resonated for you and just discard anything that didn't. But I do hope that this reading was helpful and entertaining, especially with all that like passionate, fun stuff that came up. And I just want to thank you guys so much for choosing to watch this reading. Don't forget to give it a like, thumbs up, and maybe, just let me know what you guys thought about the reading in the comments section, if it resonated with you, what parts resonated with you, what you guys think about the songs that were channeled, the song from Depeche Mode that I was thinking of, just all the little things that came up in this reading. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. So anyways, remember you guys, everything is down in the description box, my donation link if you guys feel so inclined, and all of the decks and readings, etc. So anyways, thanks so much you guys, and I will be bringing you a full moon in Leo reading on Sunday, which is the full moon. So see you guys then. Take care. Bye-bye.